Hello, Eileen here. I wanted to do a quick review of Simply Simmons paintbrushes for watercolors. So I have had these for some time. This is a 1/2 inch flat, and it has this nice end so you can make marks in your paint if you want. And clearly I did not clean it off after my last painting. Then I had this rigger. I've had this 2-0 round. And just as a disclaimer, I am by no means any kind of expert in watercolors or paintbrushes or anything else. Up till now, I've just used like the acrylic brushes I used to have, the cheap ones, for watercolors. And then about a year ago, I got my first nice watercolors, which were these Holbein ones. You can see my favorite color is the mineral violet, so pretty. I got those about a year ago, so then I got some brushes more specifically for watercoloring, and these were the ones I got. And this is an 18 round wash, and this is a 3/4 round mop. And then I was in Michael's yesterday actually, and I had a coupon for 50% off, so I got this value pack. And that's why I wanted to review these, because there's so many expensive paintbrushes out there made out of like all sorts of things like squirrel hair and all sorts of stuff for watercoloring. And I just think, you know, like these brushes are really nice too. So, and I think these a lot of these were part of a value set as well. And they had other options there too, but I just got this one because I only had the one coupon that I could use, and it was $8.99. So with the coupon, it was $4.50. So that was, you know, not bad. For $4.50 for 3 brushes is a much better deal than, you know, some of these other brushes that I've seen that are, I don't know, they're like $30, $40. I think they're like the bigger, some of the nice big ones are like $100. So, I mean, it's insane to me. And I can't, now it's got this glue stuff on it. There, I can get it off. So yeah, so this is a 10 round, a 6 round, and a 4 round. And I just wanted these paintbrushes so that I could do like smaller details. So I think now I have this tiny round and I have this huge round. So I kind of have a nice selection now, I think. I might get one expensive brush just to try it out and see what the difference is. But I wanted to show you guys, you know, what I thought of them. So I have this 300 series watercolor cold press from Strathmore. And even though it's 300 series, which is not their nicest one, it's still pretty nice and thick paper, I think. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to get nice stuff. Like these Holbein ones, I got 24 for about, it was 18 for about $30 or something like that. So I believe they're like 34 maybe on Amazon right now or something like that. So really, and they last you so long. Like I used the mineral violet the most, and it was like more full before, but you can still see there's a lot left. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. So really, okay, so as a disclaimer, some of these I've never even used. Like this one, I've never used. I never really educated myself on what this was for. So I'm going to try it and see. So I'm going to put it in some water and see what it does. So I guess when you put it in water, it gets, oh, well, I mean, one nice thing about it is if you want to cover a background for painting, then this is certainly the way to go, because now that entire paper is basically soaked. So that's a nice one for that. And this one I know holds a ton of water, and I've used it to cover backgrounds as well because it just soaks up all the water. So I just wanted to show you what some of these can do. So let's say, for example, I don't even know if people use this one to paint with, but I don't know. Let's use a color I don't use a whole lot, or one that's going to show up really nicely. Let's do the cobalt blue. So let's see. Ooh, That's kind of cool. One thing about it is it is losing some hairs. But I think like in the beginning, they kind of like tend to lose some hairs, but then you just like, they lose the ones that are kind of loose, and then, oh, I'm like spreading water everywhere now on my floor. My God. Okay, this is not like a professional watercolor review. This is just a for fun review, just for people who don't want to spend $100 on paintbrushes. So yeah. So that's basically, I think, what this one is for, to sort of cover large areas and backgrounds and stuff. And then this one, you can do the same thing with. Oh, now that blue has like, now that blue's like soaking in water. Basically, you can see it's got all this water in there now. So this one picks up a lot of pigment as well. So you can kind of flatten it and do a thick line, or I found too, which is really nice, you can do a pretty thin line with it as well. Like it's got a really nice fine tip. So you have a lot of options with that brush. I love this brush. And I think this brush is actually the most similar to the brushes that they sell that are expensive. They kind of look like these, I don't know, like they kind of look like this one actually. So I'll put this one right there. There, that's that one. So, and then this one is just a flat one, and basically I think it does pretty much what you would expect it to do. So I'm pretty happy actually with these brushes, I have to say. I don't really feel the need. See, you can get like a thick edge or a fine edge with that. And then the other nice thing about it, if you're doing trees or something like that, while the paint is still wet, you can go in and do it with the tip. So if you're shopping for paintbrushes, I'd advise you to get at least one like this, so that you always have one that you can use for that, so you don't have to look for things like a credit card or whatever. So that's something you can do with that paintbrush. So that's that one, and it's pretty versatile that way as well, with the different lines you can get with it. Then I'm gonna try, well, first I'm gonna try the ones I already had, and then I'll try my new ones, just because I'm curious, because I'm not even sure I used this rigger before ever, actually. I still feel some of the glue in it, but so I could feel it was like still hard. But now I just kind of went like that, and now it's all gone. Now it's nice and soft and ready for use. Oh, so that's really nice for details. And it still holds a good amount of pigment. I think you can kind of load it up. See, like I'm loading it up now more into the paintbrush, and it will probably last even longer this way. Like now I'll just dip it in water, and I didn't dip it back into the paint. See, I can keep drawing with it, and then I'm gonna dip it into water, and I can still keep drawing with it. I mean, it's, and you can get super thin lines with it, see? So this is really a very nice brush as well. I don't know, honestly, I think if you're doing watercolors and you want proper watercolor brushes, but you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is a really good option. Then here's my little tiny round one. I definitely have used this one. I just hope I haven't used it on acrylics, because I have a bad tendency. I just put all my brushes in the same container, so I kind of like lose, you know, track of which one is for what, and then I just use them all for the whatever project I'm working on, which is not good. So I'm gonna get another cup, and I'm gonna separate the watercolor ones out from yeah, so see, I just kept dipping it in water, so it had a lot of pigment on it too, and you can get nice fine details with it. So I'm gonna separate my watercolor brushes from my other brushes, because I have a couple other, like a few other cheap ones from Lowe and Cornell. So now here's one of my, oh sorry, I hope that wasn't too much out of focus. So let's see how I want to do this. Maybe I'll just get a new piece of paper for the new paintbrushes. Let me dab off the excess water before it like spreads everywhere. Okay, so that's those. We'll leave those aside for now and try my new paintbrushes. So you can see this one is new and it's hard. So I'm going to dip it in and see how long it takes to make it be ready for use. Well, it took about a second because now it's nice and soft. You guys can see it's very nice and soft already, and it's ready to be used. So I'm going to see what kind of lines I can get with this. If you want to make like leaves or something like that, these brushes are great for that as well. Yeah, so, and here's another fine line. So that was pretty good. So that's that one. I'm going to just move these aside for now. It's that one, and then I'm going to see how long it takes the other one to get ready. And the other one's ready. The rigger took a little bit more work to get ready because I guess I'd never used it before. I think because it's so long and skinny, but these ones are pretty much ready to go, like right away. So I loaded that up. And I got some water. So, and these brushes just kind of, see, like you can flatten them on the paper, but then they spring back into a fine point right away, which is what you would expect from a nice quality brush. So, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like these little things, like the leaves were out of the, see? That's what I was saying, to make a leaf shape. I think that was out of focus again. Oh my God. Anyways, like I said, not a professional review video. I'm just kind of trying to share what I know with you guys, because I know I can't be the only one that doesn't want to spend a ton of money on paintbrushes, because I feel like there's like better things to spend your money on, like buying more new colors or something like that. Like I know all the materials are important, like nice paper and nice brushes and all that, but I don't know. Like that stuff is kind of like not that much fun for me, like brushes and paper. What I do, you know, want more of and I get obsessed with is like more paints, but the rest of the stuff I'm just kind of like, how can I save some money? So, and this one's ready to go now as well. So and again springs back into a very fine point. So that's that one. So again, just to show you guys, so this one made these lines, and this was the number 4, and then the number 6 made these lines, and also you get, I mean, the super thin fine lines were pretty much the same with all of them. So because they're so, you see I used it, but now it's already back to like a perfect point. And that was this one, made these lines. And then here are the other ones. So this was the mop, just kind of cover a large area quickly because it holds a ton of water. And then this one you can do the same thing with. It holds a ton of water and pigment. And this one made these lines. So these lines, and I was able to get a very fine point from it. So you see, even though you squish it, it springs back into shape. Then this one made this line and this line. And then this was the rigger, and than the fine one. So yeah, so anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to keep rambling about these brushes. So you guys let me know if you have any other questions or you need a review of like the Lowe and Cornell watercolor brushes or something. And also I'm thinking of doing a review of all the different watercolor paints that I have, which is basically like 5 different professional ones that I have right now, plus these ones, you know, like those types, and then some old ones from childhood. And so I'm gonna probably do a review of all the different watercolors that I have that are kind of more pricey, and then like mid-range, and then like the most economical ones, and then just kind of show you like the pros and cons, and you know, like if you want to save money versus, you know, depending on what your priorities are, and just show you what my thoughts are. So anyways, thanks for watching, and any questions or whatever, let me know, and I'll be back later with another video about the different watercolors. Thanks, bye.